Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a TV review for you. That's right, today we're going to be talking about the first season of Netflix's newest hit show, Human Resources. Of course, this show comes from the mind of Nick Kroll. It is a spin-off of the hit series that I've talked about many times before here on the channel, Big Mouth. Big Mouth is one of my favorite Netflix shows. Possibly, it's definitely in my top 10 favorite shows of all time. I freaking love Big Mouth. It's not for everyone. It's very vulgar. It's very crass. But for me, it works so damn well. And I can connect with some of the storylines with Andrew and Nick for sure. Human Resources is basically you take the monsters that we've met throughout the 4 seasons, or 5 seasons now of Big Mouth. You take them and you put them in the office essentially, and they even joke about that, where it's Big Mouth meets the office is how they pitched it to Netflix. They joke about that in a fourth wall breaking gag in the show, and that is what it is. Going into the show, I kind of wanted it to be about Maury, the hormone monster, and Connie, but it's not. They're there, of course, but it's more of an ensemble piece. You have them, you have the love bugs, they introduce logic rocks, they introduce addiction angels, the anxiety flies, the ambition goblins. What else do we have there? Is that all of them? The Shame Wizard, of course, plays a big role in this show, bigger than you might expect, actually, the Shame Wizard. David Thewlis, of course, reprising his role from Big Mouth, and it's just a really fun show. It's not perfect. There are some flaws. We'll get to that here in a few minutes, but it's just fun. Adie Bryant voices the main love bug that is pretty much the main character of the show. She's the one we spend the most time with, and she's the one that really gets the great character development. At the beginning of the season, she's an alcoholic, she's a fuck up, she's a party girl essentially, and by the end she's kind of maturing into a young adult that's been around for thousands of years, but maturing into a young adult as she starts to take her work as a love bug more seriously. She gets rid of her addiction angels and just kind of comes into her role more fully, and some interesting relationships form between her and another love bug named Rochelle, voiced by the great Keke Palmer, who's having a great year this year. She's got this coming, and she's got Nope coming out, so that's going to be dope to see. The Logic Rock, I forget his name, but the Logic Rock provides some really good gags, especially when they get later into the episodes, when the addiction angel starts coming in Rochelle and the other love bug. It's just great dynamic there all around. And of course, the hormone monsters, they're all there. All the ones we've seen in Big Mouth are there, plus some new additions to the cast. We got Maury, Connie, Tyler. What an annoying little shithead that character is. I still hate him, and I wish they'd just leave him alone, but I understand why he's there. You got Simon Sex, you got the big jacked up one, I can't remember his name, but he's there. The female British one's there. Like, they're all there. There's some new additions, and you even get some cameos from some Big Mouth characters like Andrew, which is great. But now let's get into the show, where it kind of falls apart a little bit for me. When it's on the monsters, whether it's hormone monsters, any monster, when it's focusing on them, it's firing on all cylinders, just like Big Mouth does. But unlike Big Mouth, where, I can connect with Nick, Andrew, I like the characters, I like the characters on Big Mouth. The teenagers are great, and it's fun to watch what they're going through. Here, the characters they're dealing with are, for the most part, adults, older people, and it's just not as fun. The situations aren't as fun. Some of the situations are kind of sad, even where there's an old woman going through, like, dementia and Alzheimer's as she slowly passes away. It's just not as fun. And the human characters aren't as good as they are in Big Mouth. Of course, there's a pregnant woman that has a lot of character development there as well, but I just couldn't connect to those storylines. Maybe it's just me, though. Maybe that's nothing wrong with the show. Maybe people are out there saying, oh, the humans were great, but the monster parts sucked, which, if so, I mean, that's all for you, but not for me. It was definitely the other way around. When it was focusing on the monsters, great show. When it started delving into the humans a lot more, I was like, let's get back to the monsters office. How about that? There was a great, I think it's the 8th episode of the series. There's 10 episodes on Netflix. The 8th one spoofs Rocky 3 with Mr. T. Schmodown, pulling that knowledge. It's probably wrong, though, so I'm probably making myself look like a fool. But you get, like, Apollo Cream, and it's cockfighting. It's a cockfighting ring, but it's Maury's dicks, So there's Apollo Cream, there's Cocky Balls Boa, there's Mr. Beef, and it made me crack up so hard, especially some of the impressions of Mickey, the, Sly's coach in the Rocky films. It just, when it was focusing on the monsters, perfection. Some of the gags, some of the vulgarness they get away with is just incredible. Can never get away with that on network television. But then when it focuses in on the humans, it kind of falls apart a little bit for me, and I'm like, come on, get back to the monster stuff. And as the season goes on, it does kind of focus in on the humans a lot more and their relationships with the monsters, and I was like, can we just get back to the office, which the last episode of the show does take place, and it shows you a lot more of like the monster world, which I thought was cool. I'm looking forward to a second season of Hormone Resources. Pretty much. I'm looking forward to a second season of Human Resources, but it's just not like I'm jazzed. Like, I can't get enough of Big Mouth. This one, I'm like, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to go crazy for it and binge it like the second it comes out. So Human Resources is good, but not as great as Big Mouth. I'm going to give the first season of this show an 8 out of 10. If it wasn't for the human characters not being so strong like they are in Big Mouth, I think this show would probably get like a 9.5 for me, but it's good enough. It's just not as good as Big Mouth. Let me know what you guys thought of the first season of Human Resources down in the comments below. Are you looking forward to a second season? Are you a fan of these shows at all? Or are they just too much for you? Similar to my fiance. She hates these shows, so I have to watch them when she's sleeping or at work or something. She hates them. They're too vulgar and too nasty for her, but I think they're hilarious. So let me know what your thoughts are on Human Resources and the whole Big Mouth universe over there at Netflix. Make sure you like and share this video so we can keep growing out towards 200 subscribers as we keep posting more and more content this week. And this is the week that I'm going to post the most content that I've ever posted before on this channel as we get closer to the Oscars. Later today, we'll have the weekly wrestler up for you guys, so make sure you subscribe for all that juiciness. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys right here next time.